Hi, Maria. My name is Janine. It's so nice to get this chance to meet you today.
Nice to meet you too.
So, can you tell me a little bit more about what brought you to therapy?
Sure. Yeah, there's just some things that I want to work on, and I was looking at a brochure and said something about you doing like motivational, just helping with like motivational interviewing or something like that.
Yes, and so motivational interviewing is a conversation style between the clinician and the client to work together and strengthen the client's motivation and commitment to making a change. And there's also four main elements involved in motivational interviewing, and these are very essential to know just so you really thoroughly understand what motivational interviewing consists of. You want me to go more into depth about the different spirits of motivational interviewing?
Sure.
Okay, so there is four elements that make up motivational interviewing. So the acronym PACE is used. So there's partnership, acceptance, and compassion and evocation. And so the partnership piece is us working together to create the goals that you want in your life. So it's a collaboration process. And the acceptance piece will be me accepting you and meeting you where you are at in terms of your feelings and your thoughts and your goals in life. Does that make sense so far?
Yes.
Okay. And so the compassion piece is that your needs during our work together, that will be my priority. And I want to make sure I promote your well being. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Okay, great. And then lastly, the evocation piece. I know that this is a lot to take in, but it pretty much implies that you have your strengths right now that you need to make that change. You have strengths and traits to you that you need for the change. And during our conversations, I'm just going to help bring that about.
That's awesome.
Do you have any questions about motivational interviewing or the whole process? How does it sound to you?
Sounds great. I think it's definitely what I need.
Okay, well, I'm glad to hear that. And you said that you are starting therapy because you're hoping to make a change in your life. So can you tell me a little bit more about what change you're hoping to make?
Sure. Yeah. I guess something that I've been struggling with is my anger, specifically towards my mom. Um, she definitely frustrates me a lot and it's hard for us to get along, but I think that I get too angry and I lash out at her a lot. She does do a lot of things to really annoy me, but I think that I'm starting to see that there's better ways to maybe go about our relationship and how I talk to her and react to her. Um, so I guess my anger and just my episodes towards my mom is what I'm trying to get better at.
Okay, so your main goal for the whole change process is mainly your behavior and how you communicate with your mother and maybe how you react and respond to her.
Exactly.
Okay, and why do you want to make this change in your life?
Well, I love my mom and I know she means well and loves me as well. And I think that I can see that this could really damage our relationship if it keeps going. Like I even threw some dishes on the ground the other day and they splattered it. They like broke everywhere and she was crying and upset and I didn't like how angry I got. But I guess I just don't really know how to do it. Um, and also I guess yeah, I just want a better relationship.
Okay, so making these changes and improving your whole communication style with her and how you respond to her, then it will make you to have a positive relationship with one another.
Yeah,
And
that's what I'm hoping for.
and what benefits would this bring to have this more positive relationship with your mother? What
I mean,
benefits?
I think I would be happier. Our home would be happier. I know my dad also gets really stressed when her and I fight. So I just think overall it would be a better environment to be in. I could also see I think a lot about this at school, and sometimes I get distracted a lot at school thinking about our fight. So I think I might also do better in school. And yeah,
Okay, so making this change won't only impact just you and your mom, but it could also impact how you do in school, and it could also have a more positive influence on your dad.
exactly.
Okay, and what are the risks of not changing?
I guess the risks are that our relationship gets worse, and that this also affects my school more and makes me more angry, and then maybe potentially could also affect my relationship with my dad if it continues to stress him out.
Okay, so there's several risks involved in different areas if you don't make this change with your relationship with your mother and how you communicate with her. And it sounds like you also really care a lot about school and your relationship with dad, and you really value your family as well, and how your behavior impacts them.
Yeah, I guess so.
And so I can see that you really have a lot of empathy and passion about how this might affect your mom and your father.
Yeah, I guess I do. Thank you.
And what have you done in the past? Is there anything specific that you have done that has helped you work on this change or has made things better with your relationship with your mother and how you communicate?
She always tells me she doesn't like when I scream, and she shuts down when I start screaming. So I think times that I've tried to maybe lower my voice and stuff when communicating with her, it has helped me in the past, but it's just not something I can really stick to because my anger takes over and I just end up getting loud again.
Okay, so in the past, you have had a similar situation where this might have helped you with trying to lower your voice, even though it was difficult and not scream. So, how do you hope to go about this change with working on your communication, your reactions with your parents, your mother?
I guess like just having a better plan on what to do when I'm angry at her. I guess I don't really know how to do it because we are both very different, and she does a lot of things to upset me, and I obviously am not an easy kid either. But I guess I just would want some kind of help creating a plan.
Okay, do you have any ideas for a first step in the plan, possibly?
Maybe like something I can do as soon as I start getting angry, like something like when yeah, just something to help me when it first triggers it. Maybe I can like take a breath or something, like, or count to 10 before yeah, maybe I could like count to 10 before I react if she makes me angry or something like that.
Okay, so in the moment that your mom makes you angry, taking a breath and counting to 10 might be a good way to start.
Yes.
Okay, and how confident are you that in this moment of such heightened emotions, I know how difficult it can be to try and just take a pause and relax yourself in the moment. How confident are you on a scale from 0 to 10, 10 being very confident, 0 not confident that you can make this change?
8.
An 8? Okay, and why an 8 and not a 6? Or a 7?
Because if I'm here, that means I am very motivated. I wouldn't be here today if I hadn't already really want to make this change.
Okay, so it sounds to me that you already have a lot of motivation and desire to make this change, and you already have some ideas in mind of how you might go about that. And you mentioned the taking a breath and the counting. So when would you when are you thinking of starting this plan?
Tomorrow, maybe.
Okay, so if there's an instance tomorrow where you get upset with mom, then you want to start with trying these tactics.
Yeah, I guess even tonight I could try.
Okay, okay. Well, I'm glad that we were able to make a plan together today, and it was really nice meeting you again, Maria. And I will see you next week if you would like, and we can discuss how this plan worked out for you.
That sounds great. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye bye.